Hey there, everybody. My name's Meredith Marcus, and I just wanted to share with you briefly a few experiences that I've had with the Holy Spirit and with God. About 8 months ago, I was at the praise and worship and adoration service that SPJ offered and Father Kevin offered right before Pentecost. And it was such a great and amazing experience at this praise and worship service. And the Holy Spirit was just crying out for an outpouring of the Holy Spirit on our church and on each other. And we were also able to have adoration during that service. And Father Kevin led some awesome prayers through the guidance of the Holy Spirit, and I was able to break through some issues that I had deep down inside that I didn't really know that I had. One of those issues was forgiveness, and big thing was forgiveness of myself. I'm pretty easy to forgive other people, but I don't know why I get so frustrated with myself and I harbor so much anger and resentment towards myself when I feel like I've let myself down. So this service really broke down that wall inside my heart and helped me release and forgive myself. But more importantly, I had been discerning for several months prior to that what my spiritual gifts were. And it wasn't until I was able to forgive myself that the Holy Spirit started guiding me in my spiritual gift. And one of those gifts is I'm able to have a vision of someone that the Lord will put before me at some point, whether it's within that day or within that week or within the month, year. I never know, but I'm going to share with you the very first time it happened. I was driving to work right after this service, a few days actually, and I thought, I'm going to be specific in my prayer when I'm talking to Jesus. And I said, okay, Jesus, here I am your servant, and I want you to show me who it is that you want to talk to today. And I had a vision of a woman. It was a black woman with braids, and she was wearing scrubs. And I was on my way to work when I was praying this prayer, and I wasn't real sure where I was going to meet this person. I was like, oh my gosh, okay, this is the first time I've had this happen. Okay, I'm on my way to work. Then I started asking Jesus, okay, when am I going to meet this person? And you can't put a time frame on God. And I got into work and I started my day and had kind of forgotten about the vision. And I had called my first patient back. It was a little boy. His name was Jaden. And I'd never met Jaden before. It was only his second time in our office. And I called him back, and he came back, and I was working on him, and I was teaching him how to do a little bit better with his brushing. And Mom had come back, and she had sat at the end of his chair. And while I was working on him and teaching him about his brushing, I kind of looked up to ask Mom a question, and there she was. This was the woman that I had seen that morning on my way to work in my prayer. And I was just completely blown away. You could probably imagine all the thoughts that were running through my head at this moment. And here I am at work. And I am being called to step outside of the box and steps outside of my comfort zone and share Jesus with someone. And how am I going to do that? What am I going to do? I was very anxious and, really nervous and got just sick to my stomach, and I actually had to step away from the chair for a second and take a deep breath, and it was kind of cool and exciting at the same time. So I went back and finished Jaden's appointment, and I was walking them out to the front desk to schedule their next appointment. And I had just stopped Mom real quick and said, I just want you to know that I was driving to work this morning, and I believe that Jesus showed your face to me, and I just want to know, is there anything that I can pray with you about? Jesus is here for you. Is there anything that you need today? And she started crying, and she shared with me that she had had one of the roughest mornings she'd ever had in her whole life. And she just needed someone to tell her that it was all going to be okay. So it was kind of a really cool thing to see the Holy Spirit work that way. I did pray with her there in the office. Of course, hugged her because I am a hugger now. And then the best part of this whole story is that when we finished our prayer and we finished our embrace, I looked over and her little boy Jaden was watching the whole thing take place. And in that moment of him watching that, he was so moved and he ran over to me and he wrapped his arms around my waist and he looked up at me and he said, "Thank you so much." So through this interaction with his mom, it has fostered a relationship with Jaden and I that I probably would have never had. So the Holy Spirit is just cool and amazing, and it has just continued from there. I have met people, I have known people's names before I have even introduced myself to them, and that's all completely and totally the Holy Spirit. It is amazing. So I wanted to share that with you guys today, and just encourage each and every one of us to go out every day and not put God in a box, to step outside of our comfort zone, because when we step outside of that comfort zone, God does awesome, amazing things in our lives. Hope you all have a fantastic day. God bless you. And I can't wait to hear more of everyone else's testimonies at SPJ, because us sharing this is encouraging each other to live each and every day for God and for Jesus and to share the gospel. So have a great day. See ya.